It's Monday, February 7th. Coming up live on The View. Kick off your week with the hottest topics on TV. From the winners, losers, low notes, and laugh-out-loud commercials at the Super Bowl.
Cheese.
To whether Gabby Gifford's astronaut hubby should leave her bedside to go back into space. And if you saw the powerful appearance of the bullied teen on The View last week, you only saw half the story. We're taking you behind the scenes with the NFL superstars who gave him the surprise of a lifetime. Then, HLN's Nancy Grace is giving her verdict on crimes making headlines, from the hot sauce mob to Lindsay's hot necklace, and telling you how she's doing after her recent life-threatening health scare. All that, hot topics and more, coming up live on The View.
Welcome to The View. Welcome to a day of hot topics on The View. The first thing we want to say...
You congested?
I am congested. That wasn't the first thing we were going to say, but yes, I'm sounding very odd. But perhaps it's also because I was screaming. Yeah. Because, of course, the Super Bowl was brilliant yesterday. It was brilliant. It's now in the history books. And we want to congratulate the Green Bay Packers, who beat Pittsburgh Steelers 31-25. I mean, this was a game among the Warriors. These were two Warrior teams. These are two teams that come out of, you know, the real life with the steel mills, and the folks said, oh, it was great. Did you watch?
It was, and you know, a great turnaround almost too for the Steelers, because they were up. There was 21-3 at the half, and then they brought it back up. And Roethlisberger almost took it for themselves, but they didn't get so close.
I watched it, but I was wondering, I saw one scene where all the football players jumped on top of one guy. That was wrong. Look at this. Look how they do that.
This is why we don't watch the game together.
Joy, that's called football. It's like asking in a boxing match, why are they punching each other?
You're a football fan? I never knew this.
Tim helped me a lot. I mean, but that I know.
Really? That they all jump on one person?
That was a fumble. Yeah. That was a fumble, which means somebody who was supposed to catch the ball didn't, dropped it, and the other side said, well, we better get it. And the other side, the other guy said, oh, hell no. Yeah. And it's like, boom. Yeah. And then you saw, because everybody, they'd stick. Yeah. It's...
I wouldn't want to be the guy on the bottom.
No, you don't. That's why there are so many...
Sometimes it's okay to be the guy on the bottom.
During football, so
that's
there
right.
you are.
That's right.
Well, let's a little, you know, we'll learn.
Let's talk about some of what went on yesterday. Christina Aguilera kicked off the game with her rendition of the national anthem.
Oh boy, look here.
But today, some people are coming down on her for getting the lyrics wrong. Take a look.
Perilous by what so proudly we watched at the twilight's last streaming.
She's no Roseanne Barr, I'll tell you that.
She did the same thing twice.
She did the same thing.
But, you know, I mean, she should have studied it like crazy, but she was obviously nervous, so I didn't study it. But I learned something just before the show.
What's that?
We were having a little chat backstage about, you know, that they're very hard lyrics to learn and you can get them mixed up. Every single night, our Elizabeth makes her kids sing the national anthem.
I don't make
Every single night.
They like
They're
it.
3 years old and 5 years old and a year and a half. And every night these little people
little
have to sing the national anthem.
In front of the flag. No, I'm just kidding. They actually... We sang it one day. They liked it, and I said, you know what? Why not? If they're going to learn a song, we sing a couple. We sing one Bible song, and then we sing the national anthem. Sometimes 3 or 4 times a day.
Not Mary Had a Little Lamb, huh?
Why not? They love it. They love the games to hear it.
How about God Bless America? That's a shorter version.
You know, it is a tough song to sing.
But you know, the one thing I have to say, that's a good thing that she does it, because a lot of people don't know the lyrics. Because when you go to games...
I don't object to them learning the lyrics. Yes, every night. But not only that, she has taught, now this is lovely, she has taught those little people every single president since George Washington.
Well, we have
What's it like at dinner at your house?
Well, first of all, their favorite is Barack Obama. I'm raising liberal patriots in my home. And second favorite is George Bush. Taylor likes Andrew Jackson's hair. We have a placemat with all the presidents. They eat meals with the presidents. I don't know. It's just what we do in our house. Moving on to the Super Bowl.
I will tell you that
Very
if you
patriotic.
ask most Americans just going down the street to name, you know, the presidents, it would be very difficult. And also what the lyrics are to the national anthem, God Bless America, any of these things. When we were kids, we had to learn it. We did it every day. The Pledge of Allegiance, we sang, whatever. But, you know, they don't really do that.
Anthem, remember?
The who?
Lift every, yeah, it was a black national anthem.
That must
Lift
come
every
after
voice
me.
and sing. You remember Lift every voice and sing
But
till
you know,
earth and
the one thing about the anthem is when the rockets red glare, the bombs.
That's
It's
why
like,
they need singers to do it.
Who can sing that?
Christina Aguilera did it.
Christina
That's
did
what
it.
I would
She
like to
hit
say.
that.
Something positive about Christina. Number one, she sang the song, she hit the notes, and she looked sensational. I mean, what more do you
But you
want?
know what?
from
But
a
a lot of people take that seriously. That we just found out before we came out that People magazine did a poll, and 77% of people who took the poll, you know, were not happy with the way she sang. People take that very seriously, the national anthem. But Nerves, you know,
But you don't have to sing it well. I mean, you don't have to. I think the point is that we sing it. That is a mark of our country.
She recovered.
You know
How
what?
about a teleprompter? Can't she use a teleprompter?
Not in the
She
middle
probably
of-
thought she
not
had
in
it.
the middle of
Impossible.
it.
There's a camera in front of
Sometimes
her.
you get nervous.
You know, the other thing people are talking about is a moment from last night's game that took place off the field. Cameron Diaz feeding popcorn to Yankee Alex Rodriguez.
Okay, what's wrong with, why do you say, what is wrong with that?
That's
I don't
She
want
likes
mush.
the guy.
No. I mean, these are two people that were definitely going to get caught by the camera doing something, right? I guess popcorn's the least offensive thing that between two
So
individuals
they
who are in
can't
love
do
could happen.
anything, Elizabeth?
I'm just like trying to have a moment hardcore with the game, and all of a sudden it's like goopity goop, buttery
Well, do it to
popcorn.
Tim.
in your mouth.
Maybe you
no,
get
he can
some
feed
good.
himself his own popcorn.
Just a second. I wouldn't blame him.
Feeding him popcorn.
That's their business. I blame the cameraman who deliberately did it. That's
Well,
their
that's
fault.
the kind of shot
Not
I
their
want to
fault.
see
He's a
that.
world-class athlete. He has two hands that can get his own popcorn.
And he's a man. You
feed
tell me
it.
what man don't want no woman feeding him some food, girl. Tim, you do it to Tim, and you tell me Tim wouldn't like it.
In the privacy of our home, I feed him many things, but I do not, I repeat, not feed him things
You don't
in
think
public.
Tim would like people to see his wife feeding him some grapes, girl?
No.
Tim,
Knowing
you're
Tim,
working on
that is not him.
No, in the
That's
meantime,
not
she's
him.
teaching him the national anthem.
That's right.
He still wants to shove
she's-
something
yeah,
in my
Steve,
mouth
I
when
think
I'm
would
singing.
like it, Barbara.
Steve would like it.
You go to the dog, here's one for you, here's one for Steve.
Now, the other thing that people are talking about, or at least if they're not, I'm talking about it because it really irritated the hell out of me. The Black Eyed Peas headlined the halftime show special, right? And they had Usher and guitarist Slash and a bunch of dancers. It looked amazing. But what's up with the sound, Fox? You do American Idol. Are you telling me you don't know how to do something? Look, don't listen to me, listen to this.
Go out and smash it. Like, oh my God. Jump out that sofa. Let's get off.
We will have a ball. Get down and go out and just lose it all. I feel stressed out. I wanna let it go. Let's go away.
I thought
mean,
it was wonderful.
It was wonderful, but come on, Fox. You know, this is the Black Eyed Peas. This is not Buki and the Buko Dukas. You know, they came and did an entire
Usher was
thing.
great.
Usher was there. Slash came up. You couldn't hear the guitar.
But it just shows you can have all those people assembled, spend millions and millions of dollars, and one little thing with the mic. It's just unbelievable.
It's crazy.
That is elementary,
And
my
this is
dear
also,
Watson.
it's been 6 years since they brought back, you know, because they were using like, somebody termed it near geriatric icons for the Super Bowl. That's what the words were of one article. But they were using
Referring
old,
to whom?
you know, they used the Who last year before that.
Something safe,
They used
since
older,
Janet.
safe people to
And
do
Justin.
the
How
halftime.
How about great like
greats.
Prince?
Well,
Prince was there.
Prince was
He
great.
kicked butt.
He
He
did.
sure did.
You know,
He did.
Listen, they weren't lip syncing. And that's what happens when you do something good for them. You know, I mean, the microphone is louder.
None of them, nobody that
That's right.
performs there.
Yeah,
lip
that's right. So
syncs,
that's a good thing.
You know.
That was my favorite part of the whole game. Was
No,
that?
yeah, I'm sure.
No, you like the national anthem,
And the fumbling.
the fumbling, and the commercials.
Well,
right?
let me tell you, when we come back,
A lot of people agree with you, they
there
just don't admit it.
are more hot topics because we got the best commercials from the Super Bowl and lots of other stuff. Come on back.
Why don't they?
It cost $3 million to run a 30-second commercial on last night's Super Bowl. And for some, it was money well spent. One of my favorites, was the little boy struggling to get in touch with his inner Darth Vader. Take a look. It's just so sweet. Yeah, it's one of the sweet ones. And now let me tell you, one of the most powerful commercials last night was the Chrysler commercial that had Eminem driving through Detroit, ending with the slogan, imported from Detroit. It's one of the greatest sort of rebound stories. It says Detroit's back and Eminem is back and he's telling them, come to the Motor City and get your car.
That's great because of the stimulus, I guess.
And what about Joan Rivers now? She made a surprise cameo, right? Last night.
Rivers.
Yeah.
Well,
take a look
we have to
at
take
this.
a look at
Yeah.
it, because otherwise we can't talk about it.
Yeah.
Household name and new GoDaddy.co girl.
Is it hot in here? Or is it just me?
I have to tell you that she tweeted last night that what we just saw was now her real body.
I love Joan Rivers. I love her sense of humor, and that's a big sense of humor. You can do plastic surgery all over the face, but nobody can do those arms and those legs. I love Joan. It is not her body. Good luck to her. I'm happy for her.
When she says it's her body, she's just teasing. She knows.
Well, maybe she could come on in those hot pants and tank top with the heels. Come on, Joan.
That's right. And in a way, it is her body because her head's on it. I don't know.
It's like when you when you do a weave or something.
Yeah, it's your hair.
Yeah, well, we should all then have it, except for that. Well, never mind.
Yes. Today,
This is her body.
a lot of the viewers say that the creepiest commercial last night was the spot by Doritos. Take a look.
Hey, are you gonna finish those? Sorry, they're already gone. No, they're not. You left the best part. No, I'm pretty sure they're... cheese. I love Doritos.
As I remember, he's smelling the other guy's clothes.
He's pulling your hands.
Because the guy wipes his hand on his pants and he suddenly snatches it up.
You know,
We've all been there.
if that would make me want to use a
I ain't
pure,
never licked nobody's fingers.
eat Doritos.
Everybody knows what to do at the bottom of the
Target audience, that commercial.
What target audience?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Everybody who eats one of those, because that's what you do.
Oh, is that what you do?
Yes, I know
Yeah.
because I'm celiac, but before I was, I did.
Do you wipe one on your pants?
Maybe I did.
So you'll lick Tim's fingers, but you won't feed him?
I lick my own
Just things that make you go,
fingers. Maybe for something that's not popcorn. but
That's
we'll
right.
go.
When he sings the national anthem, she throws him a bone.
That's right.
Look,
You
what
know,
happens in our home is unique to our family. And it will be
that's right. All right. I'm ready to go on now.
Please, we'll see your
You know,
friend.
we got a huge response from the 13-year-old bullied teen Nadine Corey, his moving appearance here on The View on Thursday. But you only saw half the story. Here's what happened behind the scenes when some NFL superstars prepared to let Nadine know he's got some big supporters behind him. Take a look.
What's up, y'all? This your boy Deshaun Jackson. We're actually on a train right now headed to New York to go check out my man Nadine. Man, where I come from in Los Angeles, California, it's a lot of ups and downs, a lot of struggles, a lot of gang violence, drugs. And, it's basically about what you want to choose to do, man. We all know your situation. We all here to support you. But in my own eyes, I came from the same struggles, and, people tried to do things to me, me not being a big guy and things like that. So, you got to have heart and determination, man, and stay away from all that stuff. I'm going to need Giants when I'm like, I got my big lineman here.
And speak up, speak loud. Wait for the applause to die down so they can hear you.
Pro Bowl wide receiver Deshaun Jackson, center Jamal Jackson. Oh, God.
First and foremost, man, I want to say you're brave, because this happens every day, and people are not, brave enough to stand up and take this on. And, man, bro, for real, you doing it, man. And I just want to say, man, I appreciate you, bro. For real, man. Hey, this for you right here, bro. Hey, I appreciate you standing up and being a man about your situation and letting the world know. It's gonna make a difference.
I will, Barbara, I will.
You want to say that? Okay.
On Thursday, we did this show, this piece about this young man, Nadine, who had been so horrifyingly bullied. He had been taken by these teenagers. They went from 14 to 18, and they put him in a tree. They hung him on a fence. I mean, this just bullied him. And we discovered during the course of talking to his parents that they have since moved to another location so they could get away. They were told at school that they should keep him home because they couldn't really help. So these NFL players who heard this, and you see, Deshaun is not very big, so this is...
He loved them. He particularly wanted them.
Yes.
He loved that team.
Yes, he does. Yes, he loves that team.
They impacted him.
Right.
And I think, I think the NFL has a great opportunity right now, coming off the Super Bowl. We talked about it, Wub, where I think if they could, in every city they represent, they're across this nation with big guys, and if they can speak out on an anti-bullying campaign, I don't know if there could be a more powerful one. Don't be a bully, we've got your back. Come on, guys, the Super Bowl's over. I think as a model of what happened here, I mean, Nadine, precious strong
about
man.
that, when I was watching it backstage, the mother was tearing up, and so was the boy. Everyone was tearing up. I know, everyone got very moved by it. And I think it's because when people show you kindness is when you cry. It's the anger does not make you cry. The beatings don't make you cry. It's the touching moment when someone lends a hand to you. I thought it was just a beautiful, beautiful moment.
What those guys did was really remarkable.
But I think what you said, the NFL could do this. There are a lot of little guys in the NFL who could really speak to this. So come on, guys. If you do it, we'll help you do it. How about that? We'll do it together.
We got your back.
We got your back. You know what? And we will be right back with even more Hot Topics. Elizabeth, you made an unscheduled appearance on Real Time with Bill Maher, and you want to talk about it? How did we miss that?
Yeah, I'd like to say against my will. And I typically, let me preface this by saying, is I try to only engage real men in debate over the airways here. But I will depart then and address Billy Maher. A little bit of background. CBS News Chief Foreign Affairs correspondent Lara Logan was detained over in Egypt. She was covering it, detained by police there, obviously against her will, and her crew on Thursday was released. In response to that, Billy had this to say.
New rule, now that Hosni Mubarak has released Lara Logan, he must put her intrepid hotness on a plane back to the United States immediately. In exchange, we will send Elizabeth Hasselbeck.
Now, fine.
Notice how the audience laughs.
Of course they did, because, you know, you can hide anything in the cloak of a joke. I will say this to Boy Billy. It is unfair. It is chauvinistic, what you said, and you'll probably run this again, and I find it disturbing, but also amusing that I happen to be on your mind. It is wrong to do to any person, but any woman who just happens to disagree with you. And you obviously missed the call of civility from our president, Barack Obama, and you were on the other line with ignorance and hate. Maybe next time you should pick up the call. That's all.
I'm not sure it's about the fact that it is two women, but I think it's your politics. He disagrees with your politics, and this is his way of what he thinks is humorous, taking a slap.
Well, he's in the wrong country then, because we should be able to think differently and appreciate across the board that we are in a country where we can express our beliefs.
Well, then everybody's in the wrong country, because everybody does it.
Do you think it's because of the misogynistic type of...
He's not sure he doesn't like her politics.
I think he's a chauvinistic. You know what, Barbara, Elizabeth, he used to have a show called Politically Incorrect. That's his stock and trade. You know, he doesn't play with political correctness. And, you know, that's where he was going with that.
Well, that's fine. I still think it's wrong. And just because it's right doesn't make it right. But he can go on and continue. I just needed to call him out.
Did it make you hurt your feelings?
No, he doesn't have the ability to hurt my feelings because he's not a real man. Thank you.
There you go.
Well, so that was an emotional shot. Okay. Now he's going to come back at you. Now you've thrown the gauntlet.
It wouldn't take anything.
It's going to get very interesting.
You think Bill O'Reilly had a problem with us? Wait, okay.
Little Billy O'Reilly.
Difference between those two, though.
Gabby Giffords. Let's talk about Gabby Giffords' husband, astronaut Mark Kelly. He said his wife would be very comfortable with his decision to go on a 2-week mission to the International Space Station on the final flight of the space shuttle Endeavour. People are giving him grief. He's doing it.
It gives new meaning to Jackie Gleason. To the moon, Alice. You know what I mean? He's going up there.
Well, you know, on the one hand, because I was not sure, and I'm still not sure that he should be going. This is the next to last flight for the entire 30-year shuttle program, as you pointed out. Yeah. This is a very big deal. And he was very careful to say he knows that his wife would have wanted him to go. But
how long is he going to be there?
Well, he's in I think 2 weeks in space and a week before in, what do they call it, isolation, incubation. Right. So it's 3 weeks. So, you know, we don't really know what condition she's in or whether she can talk or not. And I think if she could, she probably would tell him to go. Still, it's a long time to be away from a woman who is still in some peril.
Because do you think that him being up there, because, you know, I just felt like if anything happened to, because this is his third one and he's going on, if anything happened to her, would you be able to forgive yourself because you left?
Can he come back? Can he just come back?
Just come back.
You can't just come back. Yeah, no.
Turn that thing around.
It's not a ride
back to Earth.
Joy, there's not an accept. There's no Acela.
You can't get off the ride and go, yeah, I'm waving my hand. It's time to go back home.
I would think that he's given this a lot of thought. I don't think he just said, oh, well, shoot, I'm going to go on up there. I suspect that he spoke to her parents and to his family and to say, this is something that I feel I should do because I know that she would be really annoyed with me.
She's not in a coma anymore.
No, she's not in a coma.
Yeah, she's making progress.
So I'm
sure he's
happy.
That a lot.
Yeah, I think so.
He also has a 6-member crew that would be affected. But boy, that's a tough decision. You know, that's a movie. This is true life.
I wonder what if he would do it for a child. You know, I would never leave my child and go into space or anywhere else.
But there's a different
Yeah, but it's a different thing. But you know what? Who knows what we're going to do? I know, because we're going and we're coming back. TMZ reports that Lindsay Lohan could face grand theft charges for supposedly stealing a $2,500 necklace. She claims the jewelers let her borrow it and her assistant forgot to return it. So given that we don't know really what the truth is yet, the real question is, if she did do it, is it unusual, you think, for this kind of behavior? Because we've seen it from people with money before.
You mean like stealing?
Do you think? I don't think it's about she can afford it. I mean, you know, whatever the impulse is to make people want to shoplift. You know, I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, you know, I would.
What'd you tell? Come on, what'd you tell?
Because you still do it as an adult. What'd you do when you were little? When did your stuff first start,
You
Barbara?
recognize this from the store I took it from? No. But when I was a kid, you know, I would take, what, I don't know, a thing of gum or something, and I could afford. Part of it when you're young is, can I do it? You know, when you're young. I was 3. But, you know, do you think that part of it has nothing to do with the money?
It's a celebrity thing in a certain way, because these celebrities go into these rooms where they give you so much stuff all the time. The designers give them the dress. They think they just take it, I think. It's like, it's another thing that I should be having, they think.
Well, I don't go with the misunderstanding, because it was said that when the police came to her house the first time, she said she wasn't even in the store, and then they had video surveillance of her in the store, and then it became, when they said that they were going to have a search warrant, then the necklace got returned to the police, and now it's like, oops, they borrowed it. So it's changed.
Ms. Goldberg, you are sitting there with a face. Did you ever take anything?
I'm trying not to sneeze.
Well, sneeze and tell me whether you ever took anything.
I may have when I was little, sure. I mean, I think it's about the danger, and then all your friends are doing it. It's like, you know. But I do believe I got caught. And my mother sat me down and said, you know, how would you feel if someone came in the house and took your favorite thing?
Did you have to give it back?
I didn't have to. She just said, do what you think is right.
And you kept it.
And no, I gave it back. Because I didn't actually really need it. I don't wear red lipstick. You know,
I mean, it was kind of, she didn't need this necklace.
It's like Winona Ryder that time. She allegedly stole all expensive stuff. It's like, what is going on in the head?
But with Lindsay, she's already been in trouble with the law. So it's like, you know, she knows. But I know that you were saying with like Charlie Sheen, he hasn't done anything illegal. He isn't, you know, so maybe that's not, I don't know what Lindsay's rock bottom. No,
they have to actually catch you with it in order to arrest you. It has to be in your possession.
Is not illegal.
Yeah. But the thing about, you know, look, if she did it, then she needs to talk to somebody about it. I also know that sometimes, I don't know if you remember this, years and years ago, I can't think of the actress's name, maybe you'll remember, said that they had given her a necklace and they hadn't. And there was a big struggle to get it back.
I remember the actress. I'm not going to say her name, but I know who it was.
Is she still alive?
Yeah, and blonde.
And
what else? Tell us more.
And it turned out, I believe, that they had loaned her the necklace. She just forgot to return it, which happens. So I wonder if they did, if she thought that they did loan it to her. I don't know. You know, I mean, it's who knows what it is.
Show it on the surveillance. The surveillance video will tell the truth.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Chevrolet is teaming up with The View to search for on-the-go women who use their car as a lifeline. They decided to let me take a Chevy Equinox out for a spin, but the strangest thing happened.
They're right in 0.3 miles. Sherry, stop grooving. They're right in 0.3 miles.
Who said that?
It's me, your Chevy Equinox. You know, the one with more rear seat legroom than any other compact crossover out there.
Why are you talking to me? What do you want?
I just wanted to tell you that, besides offering an EPA-estimated 32 miles per gallon on the highway and up to 600 highway miles between fill-ups, Chevy's also working to reduce carbon emissions from all the cars they expect to sell this year.
How are they going to do that?
Well, Chevy's investing in renewable energy, energy efficiency, and other CO2-reducing projects across the country. Over the next few years, these initiatives will reduce carbon emissions by up to 8 million metric tons. That's like planting a forest the size of Yellowstone. Yeah. So when you buy a Chevy today, you know you'll be investing in a better tomorrow.
Oh, wow! Chevy Equinox, I am impressed. So, speaking of a better tomorrow, did I tell you I was getting married? I'm so excited.
Turn left, 0.5 miles.
Hey, hello? Chevy? Are you still there? Hello? For more information about Chevy, log on to our website or visit ChevyCarbonReduction.com. And Chevy is giving members of our studio audience an eco-friendly Chevy gift bag, including 2 tickets to the New York Auto Show.
But see, I would have wanted the PT Cruiser. That's what I wanted, the PT Cruiser killer. So we will be right back. That's right. We'll be right back with Nancy Grace.
Do you know someone whose car is her lifeline to getting things done because she's constantly on the go? Well, The View and Chevrolet have teamed up to help you give her the thrill of a lifetime. But don't tell her, tell us. Nominate her secretly. Find out how at abc.com. Both of you just may win a trip to New York to see The View. Brought to you by Chevrolet.
The crimes in the headlines like my pal from HLN, Nancy Grace, and she's here with the very latest. So please welcome the lovely and talented Miss Nancy Grace. Okay, so Nancy, before I talk about crimes and we go into that over here, what about this scare you had? You had a health scare.
Well,
Tell us about it.
I feel a little guilty talking about it because everything turned out so well. I went for a routine exam at the doctor. A lady was doing an ultrasound. Suddenly she quit talking. We're talking about where we're going to send our children to school. She went, I said, what is it? She said, I go get the doctor. And then I could hear little feet going down the hall. The doctor came back in. He looked and went, let's talk about it in my office. Then it was like out of a movie. So I went to the office and said, what? And he just looked at me. He had these blue eyes. I said, what? What? And he said, I see a mass. I went, is it cancer? And he just looked at me. And I said, just tell me. Just tell me. And he went, there's a good chance that it is. And it was just as invasive to go in and do the biopsy as it was to actually have the surgery. And then there got to be some complications. It was
on your ovaries?
Yes, on one ovary. And it was a mass that had not been there in August. And then suddenly, around Thanksgiving, it was there.
So
and it was big.
Development.
Yeah, and that, I believe, is what concerned them. Anyway, it was pouring rain. My husband was gone on a business trip. I went to go pick the children up from play school. And they came running down the hall, and it just hit me. He was going to take care of them if it was cancer. And anyway, I had the surgery. It was not bad. It was benign. People say, how do you... People say, how do you feel? And I said, ever since I opened my eyes, I looked at my husband, he said, it's not cancer. I haven't had a bad day since. So,
They removed your ovaries?
Yes.
They did remove your ovaries.
They removed that ovary. I still have one, and so everything's progressing normally. But it turned out to be a very extensive surgery due to complications from the cesarean section I had. But long story short, I'm alive. And I got one thing to say. You think you love your children so much more than anybody could possibly love their children? Then go to the doctor. Forget about playing in the park. Just go to the doctor.
Well, that's a message that I was giving all last week.
Yes, you sure were.
And ovarian cancer, although is a terrible cancer, but there are tests that you can take. They're not totally conclusive.
A lot of false negatives.
But
false positives.
You know, better than not.
Well, the vaginal, the sonogram that you took,
yes,
I had that also. So that's when they see it, which people don't do it de rigueur.
And even then, they see the mass, but they still don't know whether it's malignant or not.
Blood flow.
And the blood test, I asked the doctor to take it. He said, "Well, it's so iffy." I went, "Just take it."
But I don't like when doctors give you that look.
Yeah, but what can they do?
Well, they can refer you to your specialist.
And he did.
All right.
And
he
was just wonderful.
We're happy to have you.
Thank you.
And now you're back in action, giving us some good info
today. Thank you for the prayers,
today.
because God heard them.
We were talking about Lindsay Lohan. Can you tell us anything that we haven't discussed? If she returns the jewelry, is she out of trouble?
Did she borrow it?
No. Look, here's the deal. When I make a return, I don't take it to the police station. Okay, I just take it back to Target.
Lindsay that took it to the police station?
No, she gave it to her assistant to take to the police. And what I'm saying is, look, it's a necklace. Somewhere else it might be a shoplifting charge. But what's wrong with it is that she is being treated differently than other people. If it were one of us, say if it was a minority that got to the 5th grade in school, honey, they'd be in jail right now. Oh, yes. They would not be deciding what they're going to wear when they walk out of their luxury apartment. No, they'd be in jail, and that is wrong.
Interesting. I want to ask you about something else, too, because we talked about this mom in Alaska who is facing child abuse charges. We talked about it here for allegedly punishing her son with hot sauce. You've seen the videos. And cold showers. What's your take on this?
Well, I don't know why all 6 of her children are still in the same home with her. She's got 6 children. This one was adopted from Russia. And after that, mom sent her kid back on a plane to Russia when she didn't want him anymore.
Right.
You think we're going to get any more Russian babies? I guess not. After this thing.
That's already been stopped before this.
Yes.
But a member of the Russian consulate did come to the house and said that he thought that the children were being, well, you know, that it was okay. It may have been an extreme thing to do, but the Russian consulate didn't seem to have a problem.
I don't know. I don't
about it, though, Nancy, is that they
spank.
took a poll, one of the TV networks took a poll, and 33% of the people polled said there was appropriate punishment. I think that's more to the point, to put that out there, that it is not appropriate punishment.
No, pouring hot sauce down your child's throat and having the other child video it and then throw them in a cold shower, it's not okay.
It's the terrorizing that's terrible.
It's a terrible thing to do. Exactly. Is it a crime?
I would say it is a child abuse charge, and in fact, she is going to court on a municipal ordinance of a child abuse charge.
What's she going to do if she goes to jail with her other children? What is that going to? What good is that going to do?
Maybe relatives or the father with the father where they won't be mistreated. I can hope for that. You want hot sauce down your throat?
No, there was a story on Modern Family where they're going to put hot pepper on the child's in her mouth for biting. I just think, you know, it's very harsh to say send her to jail. She went on Dr. Phil because she said, I needed help. I need help with this child who's very difficult. She was crying out for help, so to go and stick her in jail means that no parent can be honest and say, I need help.
Maybe she should have cried out for help before she abused her child.
You know what?
I'm with you.
You know.
I'm going to give you some hot sauce.
Sure.
You like it?
You know what? I love you. We love you. Our thanks to Nancy Grace. And you can catch Nancy Grace on HLN weeknights and Swift Justice weekdays. Check your local listings. We'll be right back. Thank you, Whoopi.
I just wanted to remind everybody that we love Chevy, because I have a Chevy truck, you know, and I do a lot of stuff. So I take you girls around whenever you come over. And we're going to be doing a lot of great promotion with Chevy. So go to the View's website and check it out and look to us and see what we're driving. Have a great day. Take a little time to enjoy the View.